Probably owes its career to Woodstock is Santana. Santana was a young band of really talented musicians in the San Francisco Bay Area that were very well known on the West Coast, but had not released their first album yet. It was in the can, ready to be released, when they appeared on the stage at Woodstock and Santana exploded on the stage. Drummer Michael Shreve banged on those drums and created an impression that's widely recognized as probably one of the best drum solos in rock history. Santana's shining moment at Woodstock was Soul Sacrifice. It was towards the end of their set. Carlos Santana was very high on mescaline or LSD at the time, and he was having a hard time keeping it together. He's been on record as saying that the guitar neck was turning into a serpent, and he was struggling to keep it in his hand and play all the right notes. Everybody was playing at their best. Soul Sacrifice became an anthem for Woodstock.
At one of the most legendary concerts of all time, Woodstock. Well, fair to say your breakout performance was at Woodstock.
Yes, absolutely.
Transport us back to that time in Woodstock. Tell us what happened and what you were feeling at the time.
When we flew in this helicopter, this army helicopter, green helicopter, the army people were using because everything else was a disaster area. There was no way to get in there. The freeways were all, blocked. And then I saw this living organism, like an ocean of people, hair and colors, and I was like, whoa, look at it, and you could hear, For me, it felt like if you were with Jesus when he was feeding people with bread and fish, and it was a congregation of a bunch of people who felt that we didn't know it, but we felt that we had the power by being united to stop Vietnam, to protest in universities, to, along with the Black Panthers or Dolores Huerta or Cesar Chavez, we could change the system, the songs that were like support system, like as Bob Dylan used to say, notes are more important than bullets. All these songs create this, yes we can.
And, of course, it was common to express that belief through drugs, which were not at all hard to find at Woodstock. Santana recalled running into the Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia shortly after choppering in. Thinking that he had at least 7 hours to kill before he went on stage, Santana said he accepted Garcia's offer to do a little mind altering. But in the chaos of the concert's ever-shifting schedule, due to traffic jams and rainy weather, Santana soon learned he would be performing much earlier than he expected.
I took it, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I came on, bam, there's a face saying, you need to go on now. Otherwise, you're not going to play. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Everything becomes really like colors, amoeba, everything is like, oh, damn. And then I see the crowd. And the band is looking at me like, man, don't. So I go on stage. I don't even know how I walked. And next thing I know, we're playing this set. And I think I'm going by what Shirley MacLaine calls muscle memory. But when we got to Soul Sacrifice, I noticed that the neck of my guitar was like an electric snake. It wouldn't stand still. I was like, so I'm making some seriously ugly faces anyway to try to keep it from slithering so much,
What was the stuff? You're talking about marijuana? You're talking about cocaine? You're talking about heroin?
No cocaine, never, or heroin, never. It was probably psilocybin, which is another word for mescaline or peyote or ayahuasca.
Or whatever it was, it hit you hard and lasted a long time.
Yeah, I wish I could get a hold of some more right now.
Please, I don't want the police in here. Despite the drugs, the Santana set at Woodstock was legendary. When the film of the concert was released the following year, Santana was thrilled to learn that one of the greatest guitarists of all time, Jimi Hendrix, who closed the three-day festival at Woodstock with a blistering set of his own, called Santana his favorite performance of the event. It was a humbling moment for Carlos Santana to learn that his idol had become his fan.
Jimi Hendrix was like the Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci of electric music, because he opened the amplifier so wide that after a while you get beyond the. It was loud. It was painfully loud, but he knew how to paint with a different canvas. I think that out of all the musicians that I ever heard, only Buddy Guy and Jimi Hendrix, they literally sound like like this, like they wait for a lightning to, and they grab it and they go, and there's that note is going like that, and then they tell the note, stay there. You will sustain until I tell you, so stay there. And Buddy Guy and Jimi Hendrix are the only musicians with electric guitar that I know them to will the guitar to do what they want them to do, as long as they want them to do it. And I was like, excuse the expression, holy shit, how do they do that?
So you hit it big.